Tarot. My name is Carmen. Today we have a reading for you about somebody who had told you about a conversation or told you about running into someone or why they were late from work. And then when circumstances change, most likely someone else being around, maybe it's their boss, maybe it's their sibling, all of a sudden the story changes. So whatever their excuse or whatever they tried to relate to you as, the circumstances of their situation, they change when someone else is around, which means they didn't really tell you the truth to begin with, and now they're freaking out a little bit because they feel like you're gonna get the whole story that they were trying to hide from you. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Joaquin. How are we doing? So let's call on spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box along with more information on how to get access to more content as a member. Thank you to the current members. And, oh gosh, it's still too far away, you guys. And in that description box, you can also find a link to my candle shop on Etsy if you are interested in getting yourself a homemade soy candle. I'm going to move that to a different spot now so I don't have to keep reaching for it. Gosh, that was so much work. I almost fell off my chair. Hello, Gracie. How are you doing? Ooh, I hope the date went well. All right, let's dive in. We're going to go with... What do we want? What do we want? I'm indecisive. Ooh, okay. You know what? It's been a while since we have used the Grand Tarot Beline. We will start with that one. What else do we have about this story that is not staying the same? Why are they changing their tune? Four of Wands in the reverse? No, Four of Wands in the upright. It's interesting though because the flower is facing down. And then we also have Strength. I don't like this in the reverse. So we've got someone who gave in to some sort of temptation and they're trying to keep it like boxed up. They don't want anybody else to know. So there's like some compartmentalization going on here. Like I want to keep my work life separate. I don't want anybody to know about what I do outside of work. Or I'm married and I don't want anybody to know that I'm married. There's something like that where it's like I'm keeping people separate, or I'm keeping these social communities separate. I don't want people to figure that out. The Knight of Wands and Temperance. They told a story. It's like a cover-up, right? Or a shortening, like, yeah, I ran into so-and-so at the grocery store, but no big deal. Or, yeah, my ex messaged me, but I just blocked them. Except for there was actually a conversation that happened first. But there's something here about whatever they told the white lie about or whatever they tried to cover up, they did not deal with the loose ends. So there's someone here who knows what really happened. And I feel like they're not going to be able to keep their story straight. They may have lied to two different people or two different groups, and then those groups converge, and it's like, oh, I don't know which story to tell you now. Well, that's good, Gracie. Honestly, Rachel, I don't know. I will have to count again. I think I'm going to do a video where I say, like, let you all know, like a tour of the decks again. Hello, Christine. Yes, you are allowed to donate. I will be starting the starting the personal questions in about 30 minutes. I just started. Hello, Eric. Are you? Hello. Actually, you can do a super chat and I will add you to the list. Are you just wondering if people can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Because I can. Hey, Eric. Let's move on, shall we? Hello, Jax. How are you? Hello. Yash Gautam. My name is Carmen. Please call me Carmen, okay? Hello, Carlos. I don't know what that is, Killer Bullet. That's okay, though. Hello, Aubrey. I don't need one. I've been awake for like ages. So we've got the Eight of Swords. It's in the reverse. The Nine of Wands in the reverse. This is someone who said something and felt like they could prevent other people from knowing what the truth was. I really feel like there's two distinct groups. Like, I don't tell people at work my business, or there's something like flirty going on at work, but I don't want that to reach my home. I don't want my boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife to know about it. There's like a compartmentalization. I don't want you all to know what's going on. But now it's like you go into the grocery store and you run into your boss, you know? Like, I can't talk out of both sides of my mouth. I can't align with either because the other one is here too. I'm not going to do that, hun. If you're just here to try to get me to say something, I'm not really about it. So move along. Hello, Gnostic. How are you doing? Ooh, that sounds like a good idea, Rachel. Hello, Carrie. How are you doing? Thank you, Gracie. Let me add that for you. Does Jay have anything in regards with travel for me? I've added that for you. Thank you, Gracie. I'm going to put you in just a little bit of a timeout, hun. This is not show up in my live chat and tell me what to say. I'm actually trying to like get something done here, okay? So please be patient. Do not repeat your message. And hopefully when you come back in a couple minutes, you could just like interact with the other people in the live chat or listen to the general reading, okay? Hello, NK. My name is Carmen. Please call me Carmen. How does N feel after hanging out with me? I will add that for you. Thank you. Hopefully that's a good thing. So we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Defenses are down. So let's just say this is someone who wants to have a day off. I have responsibilities at home and I have responsibilities at work, and I want to play video games for a day. So I will request off from work and tell them I have a doctor's appointment. I will tell, you know, the spouse or the family that I'm busy. They'll go about their day as normal, but I'll be able to do whatever I want because I told both parties or both groups that I was unavailable, and then I can do whatever I want. That's probably a little bit more innocuous or innocent, but that's the general idea, right? Telling you both different stories so that I don't have to tell you the truth. But they lose control. They don't have control over the situation anymore. So Queen of Wands in the reverse. Sorry. Don't believe you. Thank you, Christine. Let me add that for you. General, okay. And all right, need to know. And thank you, Gracie. Is my boss S trusting me after today's meeting? I've added that to your first couple questions, Gracie. Yes, please do not repeat your messages in the live chat, okay? We don't like spam. No spam. Wow. So this is interesting because, of course, it's in a different language, right? But here the moon is literally called La Deception. I told you we got somebody who's trying to lie, but they run into an issue because the two groups that they told different stories to are right in front of them, and it's like, which story can I use? Or is my lie already exposed anyway, so now I just need to like apologize, right? Uh-oh. All right, let's see what else we have. This is the Touchstone Tarot. You're welcome, Gracie. Thank you. Yes, yesterday was a shorter day. It's just been kind of a crazy week in terms of getting some work done around the place. Hello, Ruth. How are you doing? Hello, sweet Scorpio. What's up? Ace of Coins or Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Six of Coins or the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So I thought I could get a little bit of me time, or I thought I could make some extra money, or I thought I could lie about why I need to be out of town or what I spent that money on. But the truth is, I didn't want you to know, and I lied to you, and I thought it was going to work out. But now I'm faced with the reality of my lie being a problem. Yes, indeed. And I think this is Anne of Cleves, if I'm not mistaken, which would be the woman that was, I think I'm right about that. I kind of have to like look it up where I'm going to be. Did I keep that book out? I might not have. Dang. I think I packed it up. Okay, so we've got, it's like I gave an excuse about my whereabouts that has to do with children or responsibility at work. But then I'm proved to be a liar based on running into somebody in public. Or somebody tries to find me at the doctor's office or sees my car parked out of the movie theater, or hopefully not like outside of someone's house, right? This is an issue. It's definitely an issue. Aw, thank you, Gracie. I appreciate that. Nine of Coins or Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Three of Pentacles in the reverse and the Star. Oh my. Are they gonna get fired? I think this is someone who could even be having like a workplace affair. Uh-oh. Oh no. So this could even be you're caught in public, or someone you know is caught in public with someone, and there's no reason to explain why these two people are hanging out together. Why are you hanging out with your coworker? Why did you both call in sick today? That kind of thing. Uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the Ship of Fools because it looks like we have someone who is not necessarily the best when it comes to lies, which I guess is maybe a good thing, right? We'd be better off if people could just tell the truth. Hello, Abel, how are you doing? Of course it's okay, Gracie. Hey, Bailey, we're not here to talk about my religion, okay? I have beliefs. They may differ from yours, and that's okay. But if you're going to be judgmental, you might get booted from the live chat, okay? Let's be tolerant. We have the Three of Cups in the reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's getting more difficult to see an innocent reason behind this. The lie that has been told is about why I'm not where I would normally be, right? If I'm not at work, I lied about why I'm not there. If I'm at a hotel, I lied about why I'm there. If I'm at a bar, I lied about who I'm there with. And I feel like this is somebody who's not being faithful. Hello, Yoru, how are you doing? Seven of Staves or Seven of Wands in the reverse. And the Five of Coins. We could have someone who's getting called out for lying about why they're missing work. We could have someone who is going to lose their partner because they are running into somebody that they don't want to see because they've lied about what they're doing or lied about who they're with. Hello, Tito. How are you doing? Hello, Old May. What's up? Three of Staves or the Three of Wands. Oh, I haven't thought about this song in a long time. There's a song from or by John Legend. Don't ask me. Is it maybe like Green Light or something? But he's singing about how he has to go to a different town so he doesn't get caught cheating on someone. So we have someone who's trying to navigate away from people that would recognize them or people that know them, and they end up getting caught anyways. They end up having a very awkward encounter where it's pretty clear what's going on, but they're stumbling over their words because they really want to try to pretend that they're not breaking some rules. This person could end up single, could end up jobless as a result of this situation. This is the Noisy Tarot. Yoru, if you want to add your request to a super chat, I can add it to the list. I do the general reading for the first 35 minutes, so I'll start those personal questions in about 15 minutes. Justice. Lady Karma's like, this is how it was supposed to go down. Whoever thought they were sneaky, they're finding out that they are, in fact, not good at being sneaky. So they're going to have a sense of rejection or frustration, this Four of Cups. And it's because they're in a situation they didn't think they would have to face, but they are, in fact, facing it. Hello, Hungry. How are you doing? I don't know why you're saying please. Oh, you can get added to the list if, oh, please do not put your personal information on the live chat. Do not do that, Hungry. Please stop. I read with very little background information, but if you want to be added to the list, you can put your request in a super chat, just like Pearl James or Gracie has done, okay? Thank you, Gracie. Did Jay or his minions see recent reels on my public social media? I've added that for you. Thank you, Gracie. What else do we have? Please don't be bossy hungry. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to do some freebies when I hit 25,000 subscribers. But I don't like it when people get pushy with me, okay? Hello, Keisha. How are you doing today? Empress in the reverse. Ace of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. And Hungry, I would just remind you that I have 11,000 readings that are free, okay? 11,000. We've got Empress in the reverse, indicating a lack of empathy, not caring about someone else, someone who is, I think, just thinking with the lower half of their body. But we have the Wheel of Fortune again, running into somebody they don't want to see, and it's like, oh no, now I'm caught. Now I have to like face the music. Now I have to have a very awkward conversation. If you were to call in sick to work because you wanted to go to the beach and you ran into your coworker, that would be pretty awkward. Four of Pentacles, Page of Cups in the reverse in the World. So they're caught in a location they're not supposed to be, and it causes them some sort of grief. It could be a loss of a relationship or a loss of their job. Neither one is very great. King of Wands, Six of Swords, because they went somewhere and lied about where they were going or why. Hungry, I'm putting you on timeout. You don't control my cards. You think you're just gonna like take over my reading? That's not how it works. The Fool in the reverse and the Magician. So when you try to contrive something like this, or when you get a little bit arrogant and you feel like you can control the outcome of a situation, sound familiar? This is how karma responds, right? So this is someone who felt like they were able to control the situation, able to avoid consequences, confident that they could lie about their reasoning and everything would go their way. Not so much. Death and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. I think this person's losing their job. It could even be that they are fraternizing with a coworker. I worked at a place where two people who were married to other people got caught in the parking lot. And both of them ended up divorced by the end of the year. Hello, Aman. How are you doing today? I like it, Dracula. Thank you, Yoru. Let me add that for you. Will I get love and life? I'm sending you healing energy, Yoru. Love and life. And I've added that for you. I'll start those personal questions in about 10 minutes. I do, although it's probably not like my favorite. And Temperance. So someone thought that they could, it's like they were feeling entitled, right? I know there are rules. I know that I'm supposed to behave, but I don't feel like behaving. So I'm going to lie, or I'm going to create some illusion. And then Justice or Lady Karma is like, I'm going to humble you just a little bit. Just a little bit. And they have been. All right. This is the Fairy Wisdom deck. else do we have, please? That's fair, Rachel. Wow. Wow, I should have predicted that. I really thought we were going to get the attitude card. So here it is. We have the attitude card, and then it says, what are you looking at? They get caught. And that's how it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. This is the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? The Garden, number 20. The Tower. I think this is a workplace affair. I think these are either you're discovered lying about why you're missing work and your boss is mad for that reason, or there's literally two people who work together and they are supposed to be loyal elsewhere, but they are found together. Together. Hopefully with some clothes on, but you never know. And I feel like they had some sense of nobody's gonna figure it out because we're like the next town over. Hello. I don't know how to say your name. Can I say Eternal Sunshine? Gracie, you should check out Rachel's page, her YouTube. So we've got the mice and the lily. I think someone loses their job, straight up. They might also lose their relationship. They wanted to have a little bit of fun, and they get discovered by someone they lied to. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Hello, Bumface. Thank you for the tip. Oh, no. Okay. Snuffed Out Snails. That sounds like a band name. But Saved a Bee. Is balance restored? We'll see if there's something else you need to do. Thank you, Bumface. And where are we at? 28. So just a couple minutes, and then I will start those personal questions. I think we need the Kipper to see what the consequences are for this disloyal employee or this sneaky person. Hello, Elsie. How are you doing? Hello, Sajal. How are you doing? Gracie, Bumface's questions are always amazing. What else do we have? Mature Man. Sudden Wealth. Journey. So I got paid. Maybe it was a bigger check than normal, or maybe I inherited some money and I felt I would go, you know, do some shenanigans. I got a little bit too big for my britches, if you know what I mean. This is someone who felt like they could get away with something. But again, they felt like they needed to travel to do it. But this is causing them problems with their work. Courtship. They should not be strimping this person. I said it. Because they're already married. They're already married. They're going to get in trouble. I feel like this is a lost job and possibly also getting divorced. Privileged lady. And community. We see you out here cheating. We caught you. Everybody knows what you were doing. And this main male is either like a coworker or a boss. Like, you thought no one would figure you out, but serendipity put me in the right place at the right time to figure out what you were doing. And what you were doing is not a good idea. Hey, John, are you trying to freak me out? This is my not freaked out face. Wait, there's a spider, though? Hello, how's it going, Telemachus? I hope you're having a good day. Did I miss anyone? Hello, Grind. How's it going? Hello, weird kid. What's happening? Thank you, Lee. Let me add that for you. Rachel, I hope you're laughing because of my weird stuff. Lee, I'm wishing you good luck, but I've added that for you. Hello, Steven. How are we doing? Soldier. Death. Melancholy. Yeah. So this is someone who is feeling a bit frustrated or upset, and they felt like they could do something kind of like against the rules in order to feel better. But I feel like they're going to lose their job. I feel like they get caught lying about what's going on, and it's all so that they could meet up with their lover. Pleasure seekers. And they get caught. There might even be like, I don't know, TMZ taking pictures of them. Maybe this is like not a low-key individual. This could be someone famous. And they're supposed to be working or they're supposed to be doing something important, and instead they're out here philandering. Uh-oh. Danger. That makes sense, Lee. Thank you, Rachel. So we have waiting in the reverse. Like, you could have just gotten divorced. You could have ended your relationship. Or, you know, you could have waited until after people weren't going to be following you around. They had no chill, zero chill, before they decided to do this thing they knew they weren't supposed to do, and now they're getting caught. Maybe they're going to end up being front page news. I feel like this impacts their money. They either get fired or they lose like an endorsement, or, oh my God, this is going to ruin the tour. What tour? Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see what we've got for those personal questions. We're going to start with Gracie, and then we have Christine, and then Yoru, and then Bumface. So for Gracie, does Jay have any, I'm guessing you mean travel plans? Is there anything travel related planned by Jay with regards to Gracie? Is there any travel Jay has in the future that involves Gracie somehow? No. Three of Wands in the reverse. Ten of Cups in the reverse. Empress in the reverse. I feel like this is actually hinting at some emotional frustration. So this could be like, you know, I'm not really feeling great. I'm not feeling super social. So I'm just going to like stay in my own place. Don't want to deal with people. Relatable. You're welcome, Rachel. And what about, how does N feel after hanging out with Gracie? We have the Hanged Man, the Hermit, the Six of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. So I was a little bit indecisive at first, but now I want to know more. So this is someone who's intrigued by you. Like, generally speaking, I'm okay with being on my own. But I'm willing to make some effort because I feel like you have a lot to offer, or I'm intrigued by your character. So is this romantic interest? Yes. There's physical attraction here. And does this person have good intentions? Medium. Make sure you're keeping in mind that a date, much like an interview, is you want to impress them, but you also need to figure out what they're up to. So ask some questions. Figure out if this is worth your time. Thank you, Lee. Let me add that for you. Flying camper. Good or bad? Or wait. I've added that for you. Thank you, Lee. And how does Gracie's boss S feel? Is there trust after today's meeting? Yes. There's something here that you have done to impress S, where there was instability. You managed the mischief, right? You pulled it together. You organized things, or you stayed calm in a tricky situation. This person does trust you. I feel like there's a decent chance you could even get promoted, because there's someone else that this boss is comparing you against, and you are favorable. Like you're doing better. And what about, did Jay or Minions see the recent reels on Gracie's public account? No. High Priestess in the reverse. Does this mean Jay has asked to not be told? No. I feel like we just have people who are busy. Will they be investigating the page later? Right now, there's either somebody who doesn't have time, or there's a lot of distractions. But I feel like in a couple weeks, the interest will resume. You're up next, Christine. Hello, Michael. If you are having vivid dreams, there is a message that you have not yet acted upon. So you might find it helpful to journal about your dreams. Hello, Umair. I don't tell people my age. Hello, Sangeeta. How are you doing? Hello, Charles. Let's see what we've got for Christine. And we'll use Under the Oak for Christine. What does Christine need to know, please? What does Christine need to know? What does Christine need to know? Three of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Four of Pentacles. I raised my eyebrows because we've got 2 4s and I had only pulled 3 cards out of 78. But then you add to that, we have 3, 4, 5, because I pulled the Hierophant in the reverse. There's a progression here. If there is an argument around you, the advice here whether it's a social group or like a work group, is to keep your opinion to yourself. Not that your opinion is not valued or that you are wrong, but because the people that you might be dealing with, I don't know if it's a good idea to voice your opinion around them. Thank you, Gracie. Will I make wise decision between N and stains? What else for Christine, please? So we have, it's like somebody's trying to make a decision. Maybe they ask for advice, or they're coming to talk to you about a toxic relationship, and your opinion is probably should break up with them. That sounds like an awful thing for you to do. Or it sounds like you should be honest in that situation instead of continuing to lie. You have a very clear understanding of what this person needs to do, but they are not ready to hear your advice, or they're not going to listen to it, or they're going to be mad at you. It's like, I guess like the trope would be a woman putting on an outfit and asking the boyfriend or the husband, does this make me look fat? Don't ever ask that. It's just trouble. But like, if you actually do, what do they say, right? I don't think that's the actual situation here, Christine, but you're gonna get your opinion requested from someone who doesn't really want your advice. So, however demurely you can answer that, I would just say they're asking for your advice and they have zero plans on listening to you. Zero. Hey, Umair, I'm going to ask you to be respectful to Rachel and any of my moderators, or you're going to get booted permanently from my channel. You come in here like you're swinging something big, it's actually looking real small with how you're acting, okay? Act your age, not your shoe size, okay? Hello, Quack, how you doing? Hello, RK. Hello, Sapphire, how are you doing today? Let me add that for you, and thank you. Will I have big success in writing? And local or abroad? Did I say hello to Gnostic? Hello. Hello, Alley Cats. Rachel, you're funny. Hello, B, how are you doing? Hello, Tay, what's up? Don't call me mama, first of all. My name is Carmen. You are so close to getting blocked. You are being rude to my moderator and not taking her seriously when I have put her in that position of power because she deals with people like you who don't get a clue that I ain't here to get to know you, okay? That's not why I'm here. Let me add these questions. Gracie, thank you. Will stains break silence? And come forward. Awesome. I've added that for you. And hello, Lydia. How are we doing today? How will working relationships with E, S, and D, and K develop after this incident? And what is the best way for me to handle them? Awesome. I've added that for you. Thank you, Lydia. LOL. Hello, Sheik. How are you doing? Umair, I didn't take anything wrong. You just didn't read the room right, okay? Let's not put this on me. If you ask anybody else in the live chat, I think they would agree. Yeah? Just like take the L, hun. You're all right. And maybe you could learn how to be more respectful to people who aren't interested in being hit on, okay? Anything else for Christine, who has been very patient? Sorry, Christine. Hello, is it Lan? How are you doing? Christine, we've got the Eight of Swords in the reverse and the Sun. So you see something very clearly that someone connected to you is refusing to see. And you could take the blindfold off for them, but then they would get mad at you for doing so. I really do feel like this is toxic behavior or a toxic relationship. So it's not that I'm telling you don't help this person. It's like just find a way to end the conversation. Say as little as you can, because it's like they're almost like looking for an argument, or they want to like make it seem like you're a bad friend. Hello, AK, how are you doing? So this is someone who's in a bad mood. It's almost looking to me like they want to, I don't know if it's like projection or I'm angry, so if you say something, I'm going to act like the victim, or I'm going to make it seem like you're really cruel or mean or a bad friend. But they're upset about something else and they're asking you a question that they don't want to hear the answer to. You're funny, Rachel. Christine, I hope that makes sense, and thank you again for your patience. Your opinion is valued, but this person doesn't know how to value it because they're not ready to change. Let's see what we've got for Yoru. What do we want? We should go for... This is the Royal Fez, or the Moroccan Tarot. Hello, Ruben. How's your day going? For Yoru, will Yoru get love in life? The thing that is blocking you from getting love in your life right now is something that you can change. This is saying basically it's time for a new social circle. It's time for you to question if you are hanging out with the wrong crowd. Because we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. To be honest, Spirit guides weren't as kind in how they delivered that. Basically, you're dealing with a bunch of emotionally manipulative people, or you're dealing with people who aren't really interested in bettering themselves. So if you want to work on yourself, and if you want to meet somebody who is high caliber, or can be trusted in a relationship, it won't be with these people. Sorry to just like call out all the people that you know. It's probably not all of them, but this is saying there are ways for you to meet some new people, and that needs to be a priority for you. And this will enable you to work on things about yourself that may be blocking the love that you want in your life. Ten of Swords, the Lovers in the reverse, and the Star in the reverse. So, for example, I had a friend who had hung out with the same group of people since he was like 14. And there was a lot of, making fun of each other and influencing each other, or, it's always been that way kind of energy that kept him in this immature mode. When he started to branch out and meet some new people because of hobbies, he was able to see some of the things from like an outsider perspective that seemed normal but really needed to change. So you have this ability to step into a more mature version of yourself if you're not tied to this group of people. So the love that is meant for you, the cost of admission is put yourself out there and meet some new people. And you might feel a little strange, but currently you're hanging around people that make it impossible for you to grow or make it impossible for you to be taken seriously by people you would want to be in a relationship with. Hello, Marsh. How are you doing? Hello, Horror. What's up? Oop, let me add this for Gracie. What did Jay do with the twinning honeys? Oh, that's cute. What did Jay do with the twinning hoodies? I've added that for you. Hello, Rage Studios. What's up? Yes, Rachel, I agree. All right, anything else for Yoru, please? You have already started the process of changing as an individual, right? You're already going through an ego death or a spiritual awakening, but it's like the intro. You're going to start to feel less comfortable around some of the people that you've been friends with. This is your sign, right, from the universe to branch out or meet some new people. And that's how the love life takes off for you. All righty. We're going to go with the Cagliostro for Bumface. And if we were to vote for the best username, I'm pretty sure Bumface would win. So Bumface unfortunately snuffed out some snails recently, but saved a bee. Has balance been restored? Hold on, I'm dropping my cats. Has balance been restored for Bumface after saving the bee? Nope. You must save one more bee. There is more for you to do. We have the Seven of Wands in the reverse, which is saying basically we appreciate your effort, but you are not done yet. Okay, let me just ask, is this saving another bee or another insect or like rodent life? Is that what Bumface needs to do? Yes. So maybe you need to put some sugar water out. I hope you all get the Men in Black reference there. There could be some living thing that needs water or sustenance of some sort, and you are going to be in the right place at the right time to deliver. You might have to sacrifice some of your Gatorade or a piece of your Snickers. I said Snickers, not Knickers. Got to keep your pants on, okay? We got the Page of Wands in the reverse and the Tower. It's like you have like a mission you're on, and then something distracts you, and you'll be like, this is it. This is my moment to restore the balance. I got this. And then what do we get? Justice. Literally a card about balance. Balance restored. It won't be too difficult for you. You got this, Bumface. And thank you for a most delightful question. We have the Nine of Wands. Your karma or your reputation will be restored. Fear not. All right, let's see what we have for Lee. What shall we use for Lee? We're gonna go with the Spanish Tarot. What does Lee need to know, please? Why are we spamming so much today, guys? Hello, Aishwarya. I love that name. I can't guarantee that I am saying it properly, though. I hope. Hello, Jamaica. How are you doing? Hello, Aliana. What's up? What does Lee need to know, please? What does Lee need to know? Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, King of Swords in the reverse, and Chariot. Ten of Swords in the reverse. I see in the future a request from your ex to take Sage somewhere out of town. The answer should be no. If you are able to prevent this, do so. I feel like he's not being honest, or he won't be honest about what the actual reason is. I still feel like he's trying to get a sugar mama. So he might... Ugh. So what I see, Lee, is there is a possibility that your ex is going to try to leverage your daughter as a way to get somebody to give him money. Someone that he is interested in. I don't like it. Ten of Wands in the reverse, Two of Swords. I don't like this at all. So it's like he's flirting with somebody who's older, has some money, and he's trying to leverage Sage as a reason to get money from someone. Ain't right. I want Sage to have what she needs, but this is not the right move. Eight of Cups, Nine of Swords. He wants to take her to introduce her to somebody. I don't like that. He feels like he can get money from this person. Yeah. Page of Cups in the reverse. He doesn't actually care about this sugar mama, but he wants to parade your daughter around as like, this is why you should give me money. So if he asks for some sort of change, or if he asks to be able to take her out of town, yes, protection bubble. Hello, Jason. How are you doing? So protective energy towards Sage, for sure. And is it a good idea or smart idea for Lee to purchase the camper? Yes. Strength card. And is it something that should happen in the next couple of days? Yes. Yeah, this is confirmation for you on that. It'll be something that I think you treasure, and I think you're getting a good deal. Just make sure you're checking everything out, fine print, but this seems to be supportive of it. Like it'd be something that makes things a lot easier for you. And then I see you coming through as the King of Wands, somebody who's out here like adventuring all the time. I love it. Yep. Confirmed. All right, let's see what we got for Gracie. This is the Morgan Greer. Will Gracie make a wise decision between N and Stains? Hello, Aveda. How are you doing? Jason, if you want me to pull some cards for you, you can put your question in a super chat. Ooh. Well, this is the one who wanted space from you, right? Hello, Amy. You can add your question to a super chat or donate membership to someone else in the live chat. Hello, Jojo. You too. So for Gracie, we were asking, will Gracie make the right decision between N and Stains? What if there's a third option, Gracie? What if you were meant to not be with anybody right now? You are only thinking about 2 options when there's a third one. And that option is to acknowledge that maybe you don't have to move through choices like that so quickly, right? Maybe with the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse, you are doing yourself a disservice by feeling like you have to be with someone. Maybe the best option is to be on your own. Page of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. You will have more to offer in a relationship and have a more successful relationship if you make sure that you are doing the healing that you need and letting go of that baggage before you move on to anything else. Let me add this real quick. Thank you, Lee. Ooh, lawyers are still sitting. Oh, talking, still sitting. Why? And for Aishwarya, intentions of us. For me and future of bond. I've added that for you. Thank you. So Gracie, we also have 2 others. I'm gonna just knock those out real quick. Will Staines break the silence and come forward to Gracie? 4 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, 9 of Pentacles. If you want to be successful in a relationship, possibly with Staines, the best thing for you to do, even though it might seem counterintuitive, is to say, I really just need a little bit of time to clear my head and focus on myself. 9 of Pentacles. Or could we hang out as just friends? You'll get points with Staines by showing that that's a priority for you, right? So I do think he's going to reach out, but I need you to recognize that time to yourself is imperative for you to recalibrate. It's like, I used to work 2 jobs when I was 17. I would work like 8 a.m. to 3:30. I would literally change in my car at the Mall of America, inadvisable, and then run in and start my shift at 4 p.m. as a server. It was too much. I didn't get enough of a break because, of course, I was at school most of the rest of the week, right? On the weekends, I was working 2 jobs. This is saying you need a breather. You need a little bit of time for yourself. So when Staines reaches out, don't feel like you're completely rejecting him, but it's wise to say, you know, let's hang out as friends, or, you know, give me a little bit of a break first, right? Lydia, we've got Sapphire, and then it would be your turn after that one, okay? So Gracie, one other question we have. What did Jay do with the twinning hoodies? What did Jay do with the twinning hoodies? That's true. Nope, it's just about here. No worries. Does this mean he hid them? Did he hide the twinning hoodies? No. Did he toss out the twinning hoodies? Yes. I don't think he has them anymore. He either donated them or literally threw them away. I don't normally lose all of the cards like that. So He doesn't want to think about them. That's kind of sad. It's okay. Let go of Jay. Let's see what we've got for Sapphire. We're going to go with the Shadowscapes for Sapphire. You're welcome, Lydia. It's a long list today. Sorry, y'all. Ooh, didn't cross that one out. So we've got, will Sapphire have big success in writing? So what I'm seeing is a two-part with the Six of Cups and the Nine of Wands kind of sideways. I feel like there is an opportunity here for you to generate more demand for your writing by having a two-part or maybe even a trilogy, but I'm seeing two. Like keeping somebody in suspense or making sure that you're not limiting a message or a story by trying to condense it too much. And then with the Three of Wands, what I'm seeing is there's more excitement generated in between release of first story and the resolution in the second. Four of Pentacles. Because otherwise it's like there's something that ends up being sacrificed in order to keep it to a reasonable book length. Like one of the best books that I've ever read was Atlas Shrugged. I don't agree with all of the principles in the book, but it was so elegantly written. It's beautiful. I think there are things we can learn even when we disagree with people, right? But this is saying that's a 1,200-page book. I don't recommend it. Writing 1,200 pages and expecting people to be able to read that, right? So you have much to say, or the story should be able to have those embellishments. But if you try to just have it in one, it might be a little bit too much. Hello, Jacob. How are you doing? Hello, Doot. Oh, are we dropping some tea? And will this be local? Abroad? So I feel like it takes off abroad and then starts getting more popular locally. So do not deny yourself the ability to have like international or in a different country success. I feel like there's two countries in particular that really appreciate your writing. Any other advice? Queen of Wands. I feel like there's someone here who helps you. See how there's two foxes down here? Someone is a trusted advisor and helps you to tailor the story the way that it needs to be, probably an editor, but make sure you choose that person very carefully, right? Oop, let me add that. Ashwarya, I want to know my job prospects. I've added that for you. Thank you, Ashwarya. All right, let's see. Next up, we have Lydia. And we're going to use the B Tarot. Thank you, Rachel. Yes, thank you everyone for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. For Lydia, how will the working relationship work or develop? I'm going to pull, I think you actually specified the team as well, so I'm going to pull 5 cards or have 5 sections to answer. How will the working relationship develop with E? How will the working relationship develop with S after the incident? How will the working relationship develop with D after this incident? How will the working relationship after this incident develop with K? And with the team. All right, so with E, we have the Keeper and the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. There needs to be a period of kind of like quiet or some time for reflection. But this is saying don't ask too much too soon. So if this is like, I want to know how your day is, and you don't respond, and I send you another text message like, hey, how was your day? It adds negative energy. So this is saying allow E to approach you and read the room, right? What about with S? We have 8 of Wands and the 10 of Swords in the reverse. This is a different approach. With S, it's better to communicate, ask what's going on, and I do feel like there is a strong chance of things improving after this conversation or after this incident. With D, the Magician and the 3 of Jars in the reverse. I feel like this could be an instigator or somebody who is able to influence. So if you've ever seen the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, there's a moment where the wives are talking about how in order to get the father to agree to something, you have to make it seem like it's the father's idea. I feel like D needs to feel like it's like they're in control. So in order to make sure things move smoothly, make sure it appears to D that they are in control. With K, we have the Page of Swords or Princess of Swords in the reverse, and the 8 of Jars or 8 of Cups in the reverse. There's going to be an opportunity to talk to K about this, and I feel like something's wrong about the environment or who else might be listening. This is saying come back to it a second time. Be very reserved or like kind of hold back a little bit. The first opportunity you have to connect with Kay about this afterwards, wait for that second opportunity to come around because it'd be better in that situation. Maybe there's someone who's like eavesdropping, right? Is Jay meeting someone new? Oh, I don't like the better than me part, but I will add it. Thank you, Gracie. And then for the team, we have the Emperor in the reverse and the 6 of Pentacles. There's a balanced approach here with the team, but it's a matter of staying calm. I feel like the incident causes individuals to be a little knee-jerky or like a little bit like things need to settle down a little bit because it could excite some emotions. So patience, calm voice, not prodding or pushing people to be okay too quickly, right? The power of Windex. I love you, Rachel. You're so right about that. Ashwarya, let me add that for you. What's coming in love? And future partner qualities. Thank you. I've added that for you. And what's the best way to handle them? We'll go from like a collective perspective, right? Death in the reverse, the Hierophant, Seven of Swords, Three of Wands, and the reverse. So there's going to be someone here who's a bit catty or doesn't want to be honest about how they feel. This is why it's important to choose the opportunities or like the timing of conversations with discernment. Because I feel like in particular, D is a little bit tricky or a little bit two-faced, and S needs to deal with something quickly, right? Some people want to sleep on it and then they can figure things out the next day. S is not one of those people. This is like, let's talk about it, let's figure it out. But I would be cautious with the majority of them in terms of not approaching it too quickly. Letting the dust settle, being accommodating or understanding of different perspectives. But it's going to work itself out. It's just, it cannot be rushed. And someone here is not going to be very honest about the situation. So keep that in mind. All right, let's see what we've got for Lee. This is the Native American Tarot. Hello, Victoria. How are you doing? That's a good way to approach it, Rachel. And I'm sending you and the team healing energy, Lydia. You got this. For Lee, why are the lawyers still sitting / talking? Two of Blades, or the Two of Swords, the Horse Thief in the reverse, or the Seven of Swords, or Seven of Blades in the reverse. The Weaver, which is the Temperance card. There's a major choice. It could be, how do I approach this? What's my best card to play? Because there is a truth that someone is trying to get to, but I feel like this Weaver is a weaver of lies. So it's like someone trying to decide, do I just ask you outright? Or if I know that you are probably going to lie, do I need to come at it like sideways, right? How can I get the actual truth instead of a bunch of lies from you? Vision Quest, Seven of Vessels, which would be the Seven of Cups. I don't want the BS. I don't want the illusion. I want you to tell me the truth. So I don't feel like I can just ask you straight up. So we have some strategizing going on here. We have the Council Chief or the Emperor in the reverse, and Strength. So I'm going to get to the truth, but I know I can't just approach it directly because the person I'm talking to is not going to be honest. So let's come up with a tactic that this person's not going to be able to figure out. The question I'm really asking is going to be buried or like in there somewhere, but they won't really know what they're answering until that point. Yeah, I wouldn't normally see Temperance as somebody who is a teller of lies, but with that Weaver reference, it's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? They're watering down the truth. So the lawyers have to come up with a different strategy or a tactic that gets to the truth when they're dealing with somebody who is difficult. What do they call it? A hostile witness? Good luck with that, Lee. I'm sending protective energy towards you. So we've got Ashwarya next, and then Gracie after that. This is the Spellcaster's Tarot. For Aishwarya, we have, what are the intentions of SSS for Aishwarya? What are the intentions of SSS towards Aishwarya? We have the World, the Magician, the Five of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords in the reverse. I don't really like this. Let me just make sure. Is the Five of Pentacles for a third party? Okay, so this is like, I need to deal with something else. I need to wrap up or like conclude an argument, or I need to block someone, or I need to make sure that the ex is fully out of the picture. I need to manage something before I come back around, right? So is this good? This is like, I can't do right by you right now, so I'm going to make sure that I deal with the things that could potentially be obstacles or problems, because I don't want you to feel like I'm, you know, lying to you or talking out of both sides of my mouth. So I feel like there's someone that they realize could potentially be a problem, so they're dealing with that first. So are these good intentions towards Aishwarya? Yes. I want to make an offer, or I want to pursue something with you with a clean slate. What's the future of the bond? So this is someone who's trying to clean the slate, but they're going to get that slate dirty all over again. Is this person struggling with commitment? Is this a person who gives into temptation? I don't like the Queen of Wands in the reverse. So this is talking about insecurity. Temperance in the reverse, and the Ten of Wands. I feel like this is someone who tries to keep things like neat or avoid conflict or problems, but they don't necessarily do very well with actually doing that. So if there's someone who hits on them in 6 months, for example, they might leave the door open. Like, well, I don't know necessarily what's going to happen with Aishwarya, so maybe I'll just like tell you, like, not now. So it's like, I'm starting off on the right foot. I make sure things are done with this other person because I really want to be with you. But then I can't necessarily completely say no to somebody else. So I have good intentions, but I don't always follow through, right? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. I had good intentions. I wanted things to go long term, but then I kind of give in to temptation. It becomes a little bit too difficult for them to focus on one person. So I would say be cautious with this individual. I don't know that they can follow through on their promises. What about job prospects and advice regarding job prospects? I see there being 3 main contenders for a job prospect. The first one that comes through is going to look like the best option, but then you see a different side. This is something where you could learn a lot, but it's like there's unsteady ground. So you would be a little bit fearful regarding job security if you go for this first option. The second option, we have the Hierophant and the Five of Cups. I feel like it's an opportunity to work for someone who really knows what they're doing. With the Hierophant, they'd be a good leader or a good mentor. But with the Five of Cups, this person is not in a good mental or emotional space, which means their ability to be a good leader is like it's fractured. So this is somebody who needs to work on something or like grieve a loss. So it's not a great option. It impacts their ability to lead or do right by their business. The third option, we have Justice, Ten of Cups in the reverse, and Death. You might think Death is a bad card, or even Ten of Cups in the reverse, but I love this Justice card. This is like diamonds are made under pressure. So this third option looks tough. This third option is difficult. It reminds me of the book White Oleander. I hope I'm not ruining it for anybody. There's a movie as well. But in the end, she's asked where she wants to go. And she chooses an option that people don't expect her to. But it's because I know I can work hard and I know I'm going to learn a lot from you, even though you're not the nicest of people. So you have the ability to turn into a diamond. Or let's say a brighter diamond. Working for somebody who may be difficult or tough, but they teach you a lot. You get a little bit out of your comfort zone, but you change and you learn a ton about where you are meant to be. So this third option is the best, even though it's not easy. Maybe it asks you to work more hours than you want, or maybe you just deal with somebody who's difficult, you know, like maybe on certain days they're just kind of a jerk, but you become your best self with this person as your leader. And then we also have what's coming in love. Happiness. As long as you're able to let go of something that you have struggled to release. Knight of Wands in the reverse, King of Cups. There's someone from your past that you need to actually let go of. This is somebody who makes you emotional but is unreliable. What's the future qualities of, or what are the partner qualities of this? Sorry, what are the qualities of the future partner? Someone who's a great communicator. Someone who is not afraid to make the choice to be with you. Soulmate energy with the Lovers. King of Wands. This person could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This person's bold. They don't make you guess how they feel. They tell you straight up. They will not be afraid to pursue you. They don't leave you in confusion like this King of Cups from your past. So let go of someone from your past, and that's the clue to the universe that it's time for them to send in this King of Wands. Otherwise, it's like you get confused by the options until you let go of this King of Cups. All right, and then we've got Gracie. This is the Everyday Tarot. For Gracie, is Jay meeting someone new? Yes. But this person is dishonest. Well, let me clarify. Is this the character of the person that Jay is meeting or getting to know? Yes. I don't know that I would say better than you. But, you know, just to make sure you're working on yourself. You got little things that you can work on, healing. It gives you this glow up energy. You're not going to do it just for Jay. You're going to do it for yourself, though. This new person that Jay is interested in is wearing a mask. This is someone who is going to eventually reject Jay. Four of Cups clarified by the Ace of Cups in the reverse. This is someone who likes to wear a mask, come across as very innocent or very interested, but they are not being honest about their intentions. Is this somebody who's using Jay in order to make somebody else jealous? Yes. So the new person that Jay is interacting with is actually still hung up on an ex. That's why they're looking over their shoulder, right, with the Seven of Swords. They want to make an ex jealous by interacting with Jay. They're going to eventually reject Jay and go back to the person from their past. So don't worry about it too much. Focus on you. Focus on your healing. You'll be fine. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. And thank you for checking out my Etsy shop if you're interested in a candle. And I will